But watch.
Can't wait to hear
Donald
it.
Trump is now spinning, to use it. And I'm, quite honestly, I am convinced that, as I always am with this White House, watch the other hand. Now, I don't think Donald Trump is so stupid. He's talking about gas prices. We have other things we have to watch. Gas prices, gas prices, gas prices. And he says, it's not the gas price, it's OPEC. And I'd come down hard on OPEC. It's not OPEC. It's the Fed printing money. Donald Trump knows that. Donald Trump knows how the M1, M2, and M3 money supply works. He knows that. He's not a fool. He has dealt with money and high finance for a very long time. He knows the role of the central bank. He knows who controls inflation. He also knows how the oil supply at OPEC is pegged to the price of the dollar. So if you inflate the money, oil goes up. He's on this press conference. He was just talking about how there's oil in barges. And so who's getting rich? What's happening? The Fed is, Donald Trump, your good buddy bankers, the guys who help you build all of the buildings and everything else, get you all the financing. The bankers do. The bankers do. So the Fed is giving their first press conference today. In 97 years, today is the day, and they release the birth certificate. Feed the masses cake. Let the peasants worry about the birth certificate. Stir them up. I find it very interesting that it is released today. And I find it very interesting that a man like Donald Trump, who knows the Fed, birthers, for the love of Pete, get off the damn birth certificate and get onto the real case. And the real case is you're being played. You're being played for political reasons. And it allows the Fed to get away with the biggest heist of all time. Here, birthers, do yourself a favor. Watch Ocean's 11. There you go.
Are you advocating news from George Clooney?
Watch Ocean's 11 and see how misdirection's done. There it is. The president gave the speech that I believe I gave last night on television and said, no, but let's worry about the damn birth certificate. Today, we have to worry about something else. We have to worry about the Fed. Today, we should concentrate on the Fed. He talked about carnival barkers and sideshows. I believe that's what Donald Trump is. Look, Donald Trump is great at what he does. He builds great buildings. He is an unbelievable developer here in New York. Unbelievable. If I was going to rebuild the World Trade Center, I would have hired Donald Trump to do it because he would have had it done by now. And he's a great developer, and he's entertaining to watch. But he's not a guy that has much credibility on this, and he also doesn't have much credibility on gas prices. I want to play back a little bit of what he said in his press conference a minute ago that you need to hear. Coming up. It's very clear that the president, he came out smiling. He was almost giddy when he gave his press conference. This is a setup, gang. What is wrong with people? This is the birth certificate. The president was born not in Kenya, but in Hawaii. I know that's an exotic locale, but different than Africa. He was born in Hawaii. It's interesting that Donald Trump speaks. The president comes out and says, I'm just watching TV and I'm seeing all these people. What is he doing there? What is he doing? He is elevating Donald Trump. Why? Donald Trump, of course, comes out and takes credit for this. But go take credit for this one, Don. You dope. What are you doing? The Federal Reserve today is having their first press conference in 97 years. Donald Trump comes out and he starts talking about gas prices. We're going to get into this in a second. And the president comes out and starts talking about gas prices. One blames the oil companies. The other blames OPEC. The culprit is the Fed. And both Barack Obama and certainly Donald Trump knows it. Barack Obama knows it because he's the president of the United States. You get briefings. I mean, I've had briefings from some of the top bankers in the world myself. I know what they say. Now, they can say that, well, it's not going to be a problem, but it is going to inflate and it's going to rise the price of commodities and everything else. They will tell you. They just don't think it's catastrophic. But they know the Fed printing the money is what's causing the oil price to rise. They know it. And certainly Donald Trump knows it. So why are they both talking about the birth certificate today? Why? It is quite an amazing piece. But there are other things, as the president said, and as I said last night on television, I was about lost my mind with all the big things that are going on. And we're talking about birth certificates. Stop it. Stop. I guarantee you the next thing's going to be, yeah, but he can't explain his Social Security number being from Connecticut. Oh,
Why is that? You ever noticed how close Connecticut is to Saskatchewan?
By the way, at glennbeck.com, we do have the birth certificate. The media won't show you. And if you see this, it right in the place of birth, it says Kenya. Kenyuh. And his mother's mailing address, 666 Muslim Street. It's right there. It's right there. Check it out, birthers. It's at glennbeck.com. You don't want to miss it. You've got to see it. It's unbelievable. 666 Muslim Street.
The birth certificate he won't show you. And tried to stop from coming out.
Right, and you try to discredit this. You try. Look at it. There's no way you can discredit that.
No.
That's the real deal. We're not a schmo. We know what's going on. We're part of it, you see.
We've had investigators looking into this for how long?
Oh, you'd be surprised what our investigators found.
You'd be surprised. Well, you wouldn't now because it's right there.
If I may quote Donald Trump, what I'm hearing, what my people are coming back and telling me, you won't believe. Well, what are those things, Don?
Yeah, what is he?
Wow. Watch my show. Watch my show, because it's going to end soon. Watch my show. Really? Thank you, Donald. Appreciate it. Let me go to Donald Trump. Everybody's talking about the birth certificate today. The president has released the birth certificate, and I'm sorry, but the president has waited for this moment. He has waited for this moment. They have scooped a bunch of people up into it and discredited them. I mean, I think Donald Trump looks like an idiot now. I mean, Donald Trump is taking credit for it.
And he was just saying, oh, you won't believe. They're telling me some incredible things. I got investigators there. They're coming back with some incredible. You won't believe the information. Really?
What information, Don?
What?
He was hyping it. It was a lie. He has nothing.
Total lie.
Mm-hmm. Right, he's just hyping it because that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing with his candidacy. Stop being fooled by this dope.
Okay. He's not a dope. I'm really torn on Donald Trump because
he's not a dope. I mean, he's obviously a smart businessman.
He's really a smart businessman. But that is my problem. My problem with this is he says that we have big issues to deal with. Listen in his press conference just about 45 minutes ago. Here's Donald Trump after he takes credit for the birth certificate thing. I'm just glad. I'm proud of myself today getting this done. Okay. Here he is about OPEC. Listen to this.
Getting rid of this issue. Now, we have to look at it. We have to see, is it real? Is it proper? What's on it? But I hope it checks out beautifully.
Stop. I hope that it's... Why don't you get one of your little stupid little interns to go find it, and if they don't find it, then tell them that you're fired. The only question that should be remaining is if it is indeed true that the president could not have released this without a Freedom of Information Act. Did he do that, or did he skirt the law? Now, that has nothing to do whether he's American or not. Did he skirt the law? Did he obtain this the right way, or is he abusing his power yet again? That's it. That's it. But even that is a sideshow. Listen to what he says, because the president said this a minute ago. The president comes out and gives a speech, and he says, you know, we got bigger issues. We got gas prices. People are hurting at the gas pump. Now listen to Donald Trump.
Proud. I am really honored. Now we can talk about oil. We can talk about gasoline prices. We can talk about China ripping off this country. We can talk about OPEC doing numbers on us like nobody has ever done before. we can get onto issues, and hopefully when I sit down with interviews, people don't start talking about birth certificate,
Oh my
like they've
gosh.
been doing.
That's all you've been doing. All right.
Because that's been everyone else doing it to him. He's
Yeah.
the victim
Yeah,
here,
he's
you
a victim.
see.
All right. Keep going.
So great.
That's it. That's where he talked about OPEC.
No.
Did you miss it?
No, he talked about OPEC, but he didn't. He went on after that.
Oh, he did.
If you can get the place where he went on and talked about it, where he said, we've got these tankers sitting off of the coast.
Oh, I didn't realize you specifically wanted the tanker talk. I wish I would have known that.
Okay.
The specific tanker talk.
why
I
did-
should have known that.
Well, remember when he was saying,
That is
I
so
want the
stupid. You said get
Well,
the OPEC
I'm sorry
thing.
that
I
you
got
just took the
OPEC
part
thing,
where he
but
just-
it wasn't the tanker talk.
Where he just mentioned OPEC.
he
I wonder
didn't
where
mention
he went
them. He
into it.
blamed them, and I thought that was the whole point, but I guess not. All right. Okay.
All right. So here's the thing.
All right.
Donald Trump. Stu, you just said it. Not a stupid man. Not a stupid man. A man who does billions of dollars worth of business, right? Billions.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Billions. Do you think he knows how the Fed works? Do you think he knows how the monetary system works? Do you think he can explain to somebody velocity of money?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Most people can't. But if you can accept that Donald Trump understands what velocity of money means, which I guarantee you he knows, then he knows exactly what's causing the price of oil to go up. He knows. He knows. We're at the beginning of real inflation. Hyperinflation, is a possibility, but real inflation is coming. Inflation comes from too much money, and people spending it on too few goods. That's what happens. Too much money, too few goods. Okay, we're chasing around all of these different goods. That's why gold is going up. That's why cotton is going up. Too much money. Except oil is pegged to the dollar. So as they inflate your dollar, as they print more money, the price of gas goes up. It's not OPEC's fault. It's Ben Bernanke's fault. Is it a coincidence? I'm sure it is. Is it a coincidence that today Ben Bernanke is giving his first press conference, the first one in the history of the Fed in 97 years, and today the birth certificate thing happens? Very interesting.
Glenn Beck.
Mercury.
By the way, Stu has an update on how the president got his birth certificate to be able to show it.
The long form that was supposedly unobtainable from Hawaii. By
Yes, the government in Hawaii gave him a waiver. Essentially, just let him get something that normal
Special
people couldn't get.
privileges to foreign-born presidents.
Okay, don't. Yeah. What percentage of our audience are we alienated today? 10%?
I think a teeny
Something
portion.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, about 10%.
Yep.
Oh well.
And look, I don't. We're not trying. I know it is probably frustrating if you actually buy into this thing and you hear us mocking it relentlessly. But
Well, now
just
you know
know-
why
but just
we
know-
were mocking
Yeah.
it.
But just know, we're going to continue for the rest of your life.
Yes.
well, that yes,
Or the rest of ours.
But also the reason for it, I think, is important, which is that there are actual things going on that we should be talking about instead of this. We need to get rid of this nonsense.
And this was a loser, a proposition from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Because, first of all, it's too big a scam. It's such a dumb thing to believe that, not that people are dumb to believe it, but it's a dumb thing because you have to go clear back to his birth to buy the hoax.
It was at first you'd say like, wait a minute, well, why wouldn't you produce it? Why wouldn't you produce it? But then as things started to be produced, to me the newspaper thing. I mean, you just can't get over that hurdle of that newspaper.
Yeah, and
that's now a conspiracy back to 1961.
And it's we've become so far in this thing, you have to remember that that's just backup evidence to the fact that he already released a legal form of identification. He released the certificate of live birth is a official government form from Hawaii saying that he was born there. This is just another one. And then there's been so many others.
Yeah, but have you ever seen his Blockbuster video card? No! He won't release it. That's why.
Oh.
Guy can become president of the United States but he can't produce a Blockbuster video card.
You know why? Netflix! He's on Netflix now!
Oh, just nuts.